If you are watching this video, then you are on my YouTube channel, JoJoSommer, where there has not been a vlog posted in basically ever. It's been a really long time. That's the point. I've decided today to sit down very casually talk about one of my favorite things, and that is music, if not my favorite. I think I picked out 10 of my favorite records to kind of explain why they are and why they're important to me. Maybe you should check them out. I'm gonna link them or put them in the description because there's a variety of sounds, and yeah, that's it. First one is this, and it's the Best of the Zombies. And there's some really good songs on this. The most recognizable would probably be Time of the Season or She's Not There, and they're really good. They use a lot of different sounds, which I think hadn't been done as much at this time period. One came out in 1982, and it's got songs from as early as 1964 to 1976. UK, that's all. And this one, I've never even seen this movie, but it's the soundtrack to the film Blue Velvet. I like it because it's like the background to a movie very much so that it is classical music, but also very suspenseful, and you can see the emotions from a movie in these songs. And when you just hear it to the background of whatever you're doing, whether it's like homework, and it's totally out of context to what it's supposed to be, it's very interesting, and it kind of like puts me in a mood, even though it doesn't have words in it or something like that, and I don't know, I really like it. Okay, so this album, I just got this album, and I don't even know where to begin. This album itself, I have been listening to nonstop for months, and it is Currents by Tame Impala. My personal favorite is Yes, I'm Changing, and the lyrics in that are it's made me think about so many things, that's all I'm gonna say. And it's what you could call it a breakup album, but it's more than that, and it's, I think, more about change in general. The guy's name is Kevin Parker, and he does all the vocals and instruments. He writes the songs, produces them, records them, and mixes them, and so he does everything, and man, this is, so far of 2016, this is the album that has made it for me. Next is Hard Day's Night by the Beatles, and I've been a Beatles fan, just like that's how I grew up, like many people, and I've never been the biggest Hard Day's Night fan. I've always kind of liked, I think, Rubber Soul and like Revolver and the White Album the most, but recently I've gotten into their younger stuff a lot more, and this album I cannot stop listening to, especially If I Fell, which is the third song on side 1 of this. It's so good. And this album is Grace by Jeff Buckley. I think my favorite song on this is Lilac Wine, and it's so beautiful. There's certain vocals in it that just I could listen to just on repeat. And that song I definitely recommend if you ever like want to lay on the floor and think about things. It's a good one. Now, this is The Queen is Dead by the Smiths. And I would say my favorite songs is There's a Light That Never Goes Out, which is like the Universal Smith song, but it's really good, and it's really, I don't know, the lyrics kind of just make you feel like you're in a different place than you are. And also, frankly, Mr. Shankly, and I love those lyrics as well. Next is another one by Mac Demarco. The thing about this, honestly, is at the very end of the record, he he says his address, and I read an interview before actually hearing that, and he talks about how he didn't think anyone would show up, but then people actually do, and only like a small stream of people, which I think is even cooler, that it's like only people that are really dedicated that come by, and he like will make them coffee and stuff like that, and I just think that's so cool. My favorite one on this is probably Just to Put Me Down, I would say. But yeah, I want these overalls so badly. Next is Amy Winehouse, Back to Black. 5 years old when this record came out, and oh man, I would say besides like Back to Black, which is obviously Mark Ronson produced this record, and I will love him unconditionally forever for creating this album. Is so well produced, and it's because of him. Back to Black is like the key example to that. It's just so well done. But really, this just makes me moody, but in the best way possible. And I really want to get Frank by Amy Winehouse because that album's always forgotten, and it's so good. One of my, I think, Stronger Than Me is on that album, and that's one of my favorite songs. And F Me Pumps and Cherry. This is Alt J, an awesome wave, and it is truly an awesome wave. It's like 2012 this came out? Yeah, 2012. And last year, or was it 2014, This Is All Yours came out, and I really love this one though. This one this is my favorite just because I've listened to it the most, but I have friends saying the other because of like the Nara series on This Is All Yours is really great. And lastly is Art Angels by Grimes. It's exciting. I need to start, I don't know why I don't do this already. I need to listen to this when I'm getting ready for school because it would 100% wake me up. Like, my favorite on this is Kill Thee Mame, but it's a good album. I don't think Grimes herself loves it all the time, but really wish I want to see her do it someday, just like a lot of these albums. I just realized I'm wearing a Stones shirt, so I'm gonna go get a Stones album. I got Black and Blue, and I've just been listening to this song Memory Motel from it for the last few days, and it's so good. It's really, really good. So I'll see you sometime. I have also started a blog, which I also don't know if I'm going to continue on because clearly I have commitment issues. Yeah, I don't really have anything important to say. Have a good day. That's all. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. Nice.